Hey guys, Kira here, and this time, as you can see by the title, this is another tier list. This time I just, didn't have a series I finished, so I'm just doing another tier list, but with someone I know IRL. Do you want to introduce yourself?
No, absolutely not.
Alright, well,
But I've changed my mind. My name's Victor.
Alright, yeah, he's very multi-millionaire. But anyways, as you can see, we've put all the series that we haven't seen or watched, haven't seen or watched, that we don't have to spend half the time doing that. So yeah, pretty simple. You all know how tier list works, and I'm gonna explain it. Do you want to start with the first one? Also, by the way, for me, the first one is 7 Deadly Sins.
Yes, it is 7 Deadly Sins.
Okay.
I mean, 7 Deadly Sins, the thing is, it honestly isn't that bad, but it's just way too cliche and tropey and just a bit basic. I mean, it's good, but I find myself only enjoying it when something, cool is happening, but when any character drama is happening, it usually falls flat. So, I mean, stuff with Escanor is great, stuff with Bond is great, but everything else, pretty average. So I think a pretty fitting tier would be good to slightly above average. Leaning more towards good, because I think it is more good than slightly above average.
Did you watch season 3, or because I've only watched the 2 seasons?
I think I've only watched the first 2 seasons.
Because I've only watched the first 2 seasons of the Netflix thing. I was gonna put it in good though. So do you wanna
Good is definitely fair, because I don't think it's below average. I think it does do some things great, kind of, but I think good is fine.
Next for me is what I believe to be Violet Evergarden, but I don't even know. It just says 86. I doubt there's an anime called 86, so I'm just gonna call it Violet Evergarden. Where would you say you want to put Violet Evergarden?
Well, believe it or not, I have not watched Violet Evergarden.
I thought you did. I'm gonna just put in slightly above average, mainly because it's not as consistently entertaining, but it has a lot of really good scenes, and it just looks really good. So I'll just put it slightly above average. What do you have next though?
Akane ga Kill.
Alright, okay, same. I'm gonna let you start with Akame ga Kill.
I have not watched this either. This is all you.
Straight, I haven't watched single anime. We'll put it in slightly below average because the whole every episode a character dies. I'm pretty sure
Does that just get a bit mundane? Just repetitive?
A lot of the time you just don't feel any stakes. I think out of the 24 episodes, 17 people die, and they're supposed to be relevant. You know their name, and the series tries to make you care about them. But for example, the hardest hitting death was 2 episodes in, and it was just because of a cool looking guy. But yeah, not a lot of good stuff in the series. I'd say the openings are pretty good, but that's about it basically. I don't want to put in awful just because I didn't find it awful personally, but I can see how someone put in awful. I'd hope you've watched AOT though. As for the next one.
Yes, I'm caught up to the anime. I've not read the manga, but I've definitely watched the anime.
Alright, so where would you put it?
My thoughts on AOT. The first 3 seasons, I think, are worthy of masterpiece, honestly. But the 4th season, for me, just completely. It doesn't ruin it, but it definitely brings it down severely. I found myself not enjoying season 4 at all. I don't like where any of the characters went. It's just because it's good at character development, but that doesn't mean it's enjoyable to see. I don't like Aram just suddenly being a terrorist, pretty much. I don't know. So honestly, I'm saying slightly above average. First 3 seasons, masterpiece. 4th brings it down quite a bit for me.
So you're saying you don't like terrorist Aaron?
No. War crime. I don't know. The unpopular opinion, but war crimes are not too great.
I personally, war crimes is my favorite hobby, but I think I just put it in great, mainly because even in the manga it's great. Personal favorite arc is Return to Shiganshina. I haven't finished the 4th season though.
Easily, definitely.
Yeah, Marley was so hyped up too. Before the manga came out, people were talking about
I definitely think it is a bit overhyped too. So.
Yeah, some people were talking oh, Marley's gonna be the best arc, and now everyone's just talking about Return to Shiganshina instead. So yeah, just gonna put it in great. I think you're the only one that's seen Baki, right?
Yes. Okay. So Baki, in terms of objectivity, not very good. The writing is not great. It's not great in any writing type of way, with characters or whatever. But the reason that I would rank it highly is just it's really enjoyable. It's just really enjoyable. I really like the fights. I mean, they're entertaining. So honestly, I would personally put it in slightly above average, mainly because of its just sole entertainment factor. It doesn't really have much else going for it aside from, I guess you could say, it's really cool because it's freakishly muscular. muscular dudes fighting. So yeah, I'd say slightly above average.
So
I think it's pretty fair.
see, but you saying like freakishly muscular people fighting, it sounds like JoJo's with a stand. I've just heard it's like
yeah, but that definitely is going in a bit of a different. I'm not gonna hit it. I think it's fine. It's fine.
So person for me next is your favorite series, right? Black Clover.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely yes.
I put it.
Yeah,
I think you should put it in a masterpiece. Not gonna lie. Phenomenal series.
Okay, I'm frankly speaking, and not even doing that as a joke. I think this falls very well into slightly below average. Like very, very well.
I'll agree with you there. Slightly below average works. I'm not. I thought you were putting awful. I was gonna have to like.
No. It definitely does have a few good arcs, and the animation, I will admit, gets better. But it is definitely it's not awful.
There's another series I want to put awful later on.
I will say it's awful. I think it's awful, but it doesn't go in the awful tier. It's slightly below average.
Okay. So as for Bleach, how far are you into Bleach?
I've seen the first 27 episodes, I believe. So so far, I would definitely put it in slightly below average. Nothing really too good has happened so far, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you watched the entire thing, right?
Yeah, I watched the entire thing. I personally put it slightly like above average, like as like the whole series, because Soul Society was personally like the time, like Soul Society and like the arc after were great, and then like most of the stuff after just felt like dragged out. Like there were a lot of characters that didn't need fights, and they would just like get like really dragged out and boring fights that you just didn't care for. So that was annoying. But just Soul Society is one of my like top 10 arc for me, and the opening's really good. That's not gonna change the rating, but yeah. I put it slightly above average, although you put it slightly below average. Do you want to just like compromise and put it in good?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay. I think it's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
So far what I've seen, I could. Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you've watched Blue Exorcist, right?
I have not watched Blue Exorcist. No, this is all you.
Well, it has been a few years since I watched it. I'm not gonna lie, so I'm just gonna put it in good for now because I remember enjoying it. As for Code Geass though.
Man, on season 2, I'm not feeling it. Season 1, I think, solidly goes in great to slightly above average. I think I'd probably put it slightly above average, but it definitely is great, like in terms of just words. But I mean, second season, yikes. I'm just not a fan of what I believe to be his forced philosophy. It's just not good for me. It has a great ending, but I kind of have the problem where I don't like where a lot of the characters went, and I just feel like, I don't know, season 2 definitely bogged it down a little bit for me, but even still, I think it goes in good, because season 1 for me, I think great, slightly above average, and then season 2, slightly below average. So I'd say somewhere in the good to slightly above average range, at least for me.
I put it slightly above average because Lelouch is a protagonist a lot of people like.
Yeah, he is very good.
And then I was gonna mention openings, but that's kind of irrelevant. The ending was also really good, and it had it just has some good scenes like Lelouch accidentally using the Geass, which I'm not gonna say because I'm not trying to spoil. Also,
that is a very good scene though.
Yeah, and I just feel like there are some like irrelevant stuff that they had on, like other people having the Geass and stuff like that. Like at the end, it kind of makes sense, but then there's like that one random irrelevant guy that has the Geass. I forgot what his name was, but.
Is he the one that liked CC a lot and he had that weird visor thing?
I think it was him. I'm not
really much of a fan of him. Yeah. It's cool how Lelouch dealt with him, but I'm not really a fan of that.
If it wasn't for those like irrelevant feeling scenes or arcs, I'd definitely put it like slightly above average. But I guess I'll just put it in good just because of that and part of the second season.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
You watch all of Cowboy Bebop, right?
Yes, I have watched all of Cowboy Bebop.
So as someone that's watched it all,
I'll get my main flaw out of the way. A lot of the episodic stuff of it is quite boring, and it's easy to just lose focus. And episodic stuff can either be a very big hit or a very big miss. And with this, I think it is definitely leaning more towards very big miss. But even despite that, I think it makes up for it with really good animation, just the style, the world, characters, and writing. So I think, honestly, slightly above average. Despite it having some boring parts, I think it is definitely pretty good. It was enjoyable, I'd say.
I watched like 11 episodes of it, and I know I do like mention it eventually, but I just found it really boring. Mainly because I just don't like episodic seasons, series,
Yeah.
I just like actually like a consistent plot that goes on and stuff. I can see why someone would like it. I just personally don't like it. I was gonna put in slightly below average. Do you want to like try to put in slightly below average? Do you want to put in good, or do you want to like?
I think. I think we can compromise it good. I think it's pretty fair.
Because I have heard it gets really good, but I just don't like
does
the
get
type of
very
series.
good. Near the end especially gets
Yeah,
really
I just don't like that type of
because
series.
a lot of character journeys are kind of wrapped up, and it definitely is pretty good.
You've watched Death Note, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure everyone has at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of like the basic.
I feel like it was great, honestly.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
I was already pushing it to great. There's really not many complaints.
Yeah, it definitely gets a downgrade with the second type of antagonist.
Nier?
But
I think his name was?
yeah, Nier. Well, yeah, no, I was kind of saying it to avoid spoilers, but I guess we're not worried about that. I mean, I guess most people have seen Death Note by now, so
It's Death Note, so I'm not really minding. So
yeah, so I mean, Nier, he's definitely a downgrade from L, which is way better. Who's just way better, but I mean, it's still, even with that, manages to be pretty good and entertaining, and it like makes you, I guess, think. And like the ending is incredible, so I think nothing short of great. If it kept the consistency with the Light versus L stuff, I honestly would say maybe masterpiece, maybe. But so far, since it downgraded a bit, I'd say it goes into great.
I just feel like Nier, like, and his whole arc in general was kind of overhated because even after that, like, people say the series got bad. It didn't get bad. It was still good. It just wasn't like as, I guess, like phenomenal as the time with L was. So like, I guess if it was just Nier, I'd put in like slightly above average, and if it was just L, I'd put in masterpiece. So I'm selling for great as well. As for Demon Slayer, we saw the movie together, so I'm hoping that bumps it up.
Animation, incredible character design, incredible score, incredible. Like on a technical standpoint, masterpiece. But on pretty much every other level, honestly, slightly below average.
Slightly below average?
Like, the story, not fantastic. The characters, like, themselves, not just designs, but the characters, like, my biggest problem is that they just rely way too heavily on cliche.
I breathe,
like,
so I guess
Zenitsu, he likes the ladies and he's scared. That's just literally his entire character. That's pretty much it. Like, I mean, he gets development, I'm very sure, but it's just a bit too, for me, honestly.
And what if it was just the movie?
Oh, if it was just the movie, honestly, great. The movie was fantastic. It had great characters, animation was fantastic. It was very enjoyable.
I was gonna put it
feature much of Zenitsu, which is good. Very good movie.
I was gonna put it slightly above average, but I'm starting to see a theme here. We'll just put it in good.
Yeah. If it's a little bit below good and a little bit above, it's just compromise it good, pretty much.
Yeah. So as for Dr. Stone, you've at least seen the anime, right?
Yeah, I have seen it.
Okay. So as for someone that's only seen the anime, what would you say about it?
Okay, well, I really like the process of like them discovering, well, not discovering stuff, but just like seeing how they develop technology and stuff to just help them along the way, just develop pretty much. It was pretty fascinating, but it did get a bit boring at times, and it kind of lost its charm at points. I mean, I definitely still think it's good. I enjoyed it a lot, but like honestly, slightly above average. I don't think it's above that. I think slightly above average is a pretty good place for that.
I made a video on it recently, but yeah, the manga is definitely in its like best arc, I'd say so far. Some people would say Treasure Island, but also I just think the current arc is the best one. I guess like Dr. Stone just makes science fun would be like the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Although I'd still put it in slightly above average just because of like when you compare it to the series in great, it's kind of difficult to put it in great when you compare it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So as for I'm just assuming it's like the whole franchise or like anything. Where would you put Dragon Ball?
Listen, I just don't like Dragon Ball. I don't like the way the characters look. I don't like the way they fight. I'm not a fan, honestly. Not a fan. I'm certainly not putting it in awful, but it's to me it's slightly below average. I just don't like the series. I'm just not a fan. I could never get into it. I probably will never be able to get into it. I mean, I will admit it has probably some of the biggest influence of any piece of media ever made. I mean, it's just factual, but like, for me, I'm just not, I don't know, not really much of a fan.
Alright, well, I was gonna put it slightly above average, so you know where that's gonna go, so.
Yeah, compromise it good, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you seen Erased? The one and only. The one and only.
Everything except the last two episodes, honestly, probably going in grade to slightly below average. Okay, below average, but this is the big but, the huge but. The last two episodes,
My favorite.
Bring it down right to slightly below average. Oh my god, because the most important part of the series, I'd say, is its end, because the end concludes everything that the series has been building up to, and when the conclusion is complete and utter not great, it leaves a very bad impression for everything else. However, I mean, the like childhood time travel stuff I felt was very interesting, fascinating. I mean, present time not too great, but still whatever. I think that's slightly below average, honestly. The ending really just ruins it.
I mean, I was really loving the series until like the last two episodes, or like even last episode came out. Then I just kind of got like disappointed. And it's not even because like, you know, the girl was with another. I don't even care about that. It's just like the way they dealt with the final villain. I guess I'm not gonna say his name.
Yeah.
You know, the way they dealt with that was just, you know, annoying. And I don't know, if it had like a Code Geass caliber of ending, and then combined with like the rest of the series, it'd probably go in great or even masterpiece. But just because of that,
yeah, I can see that.
Just because of like how it ended, I just put it in good, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put it in good. As for Fate though, how much have you seen?
I've watched Fate Zero and nothing else, so
okay.
I don't know.
Where would you put
Fate Zero was definitely good, but I mean, I've not watched anywhere near close to like even half of the series, so I mean, Fate Zero, I'd say, was slightly above average. I mean, animation incredible, you know, all stuff incredible. Just doesn't really like stack up with some other stuff that would go great or masterpiece.
Okay, I personally would, after seeing like the main three, right, like Zero, Heaven's Feel, and Unlimited Blade Works, I really put in masterpiece. Especially because it has my favorite anime movie of all time, being, you know, Fate Stay Night. Heaven's Feel 3. I'm not gonna say the whole name. But since you put in slightly above average, I'll put in like, you know, great. But I don't know. I personally, Fate Zero is like my least favorite of the three. Although a lot of people say the opposite. That's just me personally. So that's it. Yeah. As for Fire Force,
I would just also like to add that the ending of Fate Zero, it kind of went into a bit of the philosophical aspect, which I never really like, and also the ending just it confused me a little. I don't know. I wasn't too much of a fan of the ending, but still, nonetheless, I'd say slightly above average. But yeah, compromise are great. Overall, pretty good.
Alright, I think we both know where we're gonna put Awful at. Fire Force at. Same thing though, really.
I mean, I like Fire Force a lot, honestly. I mean, I get the fan service complaint, but I don't really have much of a problem with it. Like, the whole point is that like the author or something is like just like poking fun at like, hey, yeah, this kind of fan service stuff is like, it's kind of the point that it's annoying, which I mean, still,
it still is annoying.
But like, even I honestly, I thought it was just pretty enjoyable. The animation, I mean, Bones is crazy. I think it's the best anime studio, even with Evo Table and all that. But I honestly, I put it slightly above average because I just like it. It's just really enjoyable for me.
You're saying it's better than Code Geass and Cowboy Bebop and Erased and Demon Slayer.
I mean, in terms of enjoyability, I mean, you're forgetting that all three of those, I at least somewhat found not. I was at least bored on some level sometimes there. On Fire Force, I honestly was never bored. It was just really enjoyable. Like, I don't know, just good animation, just all around great. Honestly, I'd say it's slightly above average. And plus, the story ramped up really hard, especially with the second season. Some of the stuff in second season, I'll say, fitting for masterpiece. There's like a few episodes that are just like, yeah, it's great. There's I don't know if you watched second season, but there's a part with Joker and Benny Maru, I think his name is, or something. And like, it's fantastic. It's great. Overall, really good.
Alright, so I'm never taking a single take of yours seriously after saying masterpiece, but I was gonna put in awful, really. I was gonna put in awful.
Not Fire Force. I'm just like, there's like a few small segments that are worthy of that.
Because I found like
they're really just it.
I found like
there were some great parts.
because I found everything but like 2 episodes in Fire Force just boring. Like I'm pretty sure I did actually fall asleep on it. Like not even as a joke.
Oh no, I definitely found it very, very enjoyable for me. So I just didn't have that problem.
Okay, because you know it was just.
So I mean, where would you put it then?
I was gonna put it in awful, but since you put in like what slightly above average. Wait, would you put Fire Force on the same level as
Slightly
Block?
above average.
On the same level as
Slightly
Block.
above average. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. So how do you want to do this? Do you wanna? How do you wanna
Compromise it good because it has more good elements than it does.
Its only good elements are like the technical. It's like what you think of Demon Slayer, but for Fire Force. It's only good elements.
The story is definitely much more interesting than Demon Slayer.
No, I disagree. I would disagree heavily.
I don't know. I definitely think it is more fitting for good than slightly below average.
Alright. As for Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Okay. Alright. In terms of objectivity, writing, all that.
We do not care about that.
Masterpiece. Easy masterpiece. But in terms of enjoyment, I was bored for a lot of the beginning and middle. The ending was absolutely amazing. Like the final arc, it was great. You know, but overall, I don't feel like the enjoyability definitely brings it down because again, it was a bit bored. But I mean, if we're going by objectivity, so honestly, I'll slightly above average is where I'd put it because I liked it a lot. Like it was enjoyable, just I was bored at times. It's actually pretty much my only problem with it.
Okay, because you know, personally, I don't really care about like enjoyability, so I was gonna put it slightly below average because I was bored for like everything but like the beginning. So, that could have been because I was like very hyped up about it because everyone was. I never heard a complaint about it, so like okay, it's gotta be good, and then it just wasn't good. I was gonna put it slightly below average. You put it slightly above. Is that right?
Yeah.
Alright, well we're both know where that's going. That's probably going good.
I guess, yeah, sure, yeah.
Just by default. As for Hunter x Hunter.
I'm scared. I'm scared we're putting this one. Well, I'm putting this one in. Ooh, okay. I can't decide whether I want to put this in masterpiece or great.
You want to put it in great.
Because Hunter is.
You want to put it in great. You want to put it in great.
Hunter is absolutely okay. Great. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
I was gonna put it in slightly above average.
But,
I was gonna put it and slightly above average, cause that's just me.
Okay.
I don't see it on the same level as how much I enjoyed it as if it I just found Chimera's pacing to just be horrendous. Like I
get that, but I didn't really notice it I just didn't notice it too much.
They spent like a whole episode on stairs.
Yes, I know, but I mean the whole point is in that episode they also entirely learned then what it means, all of the gimmicks within all of that. So sure, it's just about stairs, but they do a lot.
No. I'm not talking about the one in Heaven's Arena or whatever it's called. I'm talking about in Chimera with Yubi.
Yeah. Okay.
The rest of the series had good pacing. I'm just talking about Chimera.
Yeah, I do understand that. Yeah. But from what I remember, they showed multiple perspectives of it, which still, not great pacing, but I honestly.
It's 20 minutes of stairs. It's 20 minutes of the same opinions just on stairs.
I guess I can see that. Either way, for me, going great.
Alright. I was
Jujutsu.
I'll just put it slightly above average for mine. As for Jujutsu.
Okay. I am. Okay, in terms of enjoyment, if I would rank this by solely enjoyability, easy masterpiece. I was literally never bored. It was so good. The animation is so fantastic. I love all the designs, all the characters. It's great. Absolutely fantastic. But then
in the
also
part
factor in some of the objective writing stuff, and it's just not as good, but it's still great. So honestly, I put it in great. I thought the first season was amazing, very good. And by the way, manga.
I've heard the manga's most recent arc.
Manga's easy masterpiece. Honestly, I'm saying it. Shibuya, once that gets animated, oh my god, it's insane, crazy.
You know what?
I'm just gonna go hard on that.
I'll just put it in great for you. I haven't finished the last 2 episodes of the first season, whatever it is. So yeah, I still put it. I would still put it in slightly above average or great. Although now I look at it as Death Note and then all of that. Whatever. We can change it later. As for JoJo,
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, this is a very, very easy pick for me. Easy masterpiece blows out everything else on this list for me.
it depends though. Are we counting like the manga as well, or what do you want to do about that?
Well, I'm counting. Well, just anime still masterpiece, but if we're counting manga, even easier. Yeah, I think either way, masterpiece. Not even close.
Because if it's
I think it blows out everything on this list.
If it's anime, I'd put in great. Mainly not, masterpiece because it's like part 1, which you didn't like, and part 3 was just like boring. You can't deny that. It was like Monster of the Week for like 40 episodes.
I can understand that, but I personally was not bored. I was actually never bored the entire series. Honestly, I found everything equally as enjoyable. In part 1, I could see the complaints about it, but I mean, it's only like 7 episodes long.
Yeah, no.
I think it's good. Honestly, I don't really mind.
No, and part 3 is good. It's just like the middle, like the beginning of part 3 and the end are both great. It's just that like that middle aspect of like 40 episodes that could have just been cut into like 5 or 7.
Yeah,
and still would have been great.
I can understand that. Yeah.
Also put in masterpiece though, because the manga has
Manga. I mean, part 7, part 8 also is just amazing. Part 6 is also very good too.
It just has some questionable arcs. It just has some questionable fights when it comes to their quality.
Yeah.
The dragon fight. As for Kill la Kill,
have you watched Kill la Kill?
I have. Have you?
Okay. Kill la Kill, I think, is really good, but the stuff that happens near the end, I don't know. The final villain twist, not great. Honestly, I'm thinking just slightly above average.
Yeah, I was
probably
gonna say.
good. I think good is fit.
I was gonna put it slightly above average because everything from the series was great except that that one.
Okay, I can get that. Yeah, all right.
And also, the OST is great. Kuroko, just put slightly below average. It has some very boring scenes. I'm not gonna lie. Very quickly. As for My Hero though.
Oh, okay. Well, this is a very, very big. Are we factoring manga? If we're factoring manga, deserving of great.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Maybe even okay. You could definitely make a case for masterpiece if we're factoring in manga. The show, just the show itself, I think goes into slightly above average or to great. But if we're factoring in manga, which I guess did with JoJo. Okay, I'll say I don't want to call MHA a masterpiece, so I'll just say great. Honestly, I'll stand by it.
If we factor manga, I just because like the last 2 or 3 arcs, especially the recent arc, which has been great, I'll put it in great.
My Villain Academia and then the war arc right after.
And then this arc too.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And like their very recent stuff, they made such a great change with Deku's character that honestly I don't really think many other basic shonen will do. They pretty much just completely not completely changed him, but just heavily changed him. I don't know. I think it's great.
Yeah, and even
factored in manga.
And then even then, in the last in the last 5 chapters, or I don't even know how many. They made this character that we didn't even know, right? Lady Nagin or whatever her name is. I don't even know. And they made this really good character that kind of reflects society, right? And not a lot of new gen series can do that. In 5 chapters, was it? How long has she been on screen or panel?
Not too long.
She's been here for a few chapters.
Not too long.
In a 1 chapter backstory or less, we kind of got her whole character and everything.
Yeah.
So as for the next one, you want to do Mob Psycho?
So speaking of masterpieces,
Speaking of not a masterpiece,
I mean, Mob Psycho 100 is my second favorite anime, even above JoJo. So it definitely It definitely goes into masterpiece for me. No debate. No, I'm not even compromising on this one. Easy masterpiece. But I genuinely think the writing, especially of the main cast. Oh my god! It's so good. It's so unique. It's so well animated.
Yeah, it just fits perfectly into the good spot. Am I right?
Anime, at least personally for me, I think it is easy masterpiece. No debate, no question. Fantastic in every aspect. Absolutely.
Right, so let's just agree, right? But it just goes straight into the good spot. Let's just leave it there.
No. No.
The good spot.
No,
so
absolutely not.
as for do I just do a little compromise, slightly above average? Come on.
No, I'm not compromising. Masterpiece, not.
I'm not putting it. I'm just leaving it slightly above average. I'm not putting that in my. I refuse to put that in masterpiece.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah.
Alright.
Whatever. Wrong, but sure.
Monster.
Well, we both know where this one's going, right?
Yeah. We're just gonna. So how do you feel about Naruto? How do you feel about Naruto, Victor? Come on.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Naruto?
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto.
I mean, the original is kind of slightly below average for me. I don't really like it too much, like at all. Like, there's some enjoyable fights, I guess, but overall.
By law of compromisation, Newton's 16th law, because that's how many he has totally. We'll just put that in good, because I was gonna put it slightly above average.
I guess I can see it, but for me, it's definitely more towards slightly below average.
So as for One Punch Man, we both know where this is going. It'll go along with Monster, not home.
Okay. This is, for me, at least very similar to Mob Psycho 100. It does some things better, does some things worse. Either way, it does everything pretty much nearly fantastically. Main character is one of my favorite characters of all time. Masterpiece, easy.
Do you want to at least compromise on this one? And put in
No,
great or something?
No, I've told you for my top 5, I'm not doing compromise. Well, I didn't tell you that, but
You did not tell me that. That's the thing. You just, you know what?
Yeah, I know. But I'm telling you now,
I'm just gonna put it in front of Mob. It's fine. One Piece. I think we can both agree with it.
Yeah, we both. Yeah, I mean, it's even with the bad pacing and some of the lackluster elements. Even with that, I think it's masterpiece. And then we factor in the manga, which solves all those problems, and it is one of the best stories ever told. Masterpiece, without question. Right?
Yeah, I just choked on water. Okay.
Good.
Oh, Parasite. Damn.
I'm very interested to see where you put this, because for me, I think it's great, but it just doesn't hold up to some of the other stuff on this list. Like, I just don't think it is as good as Hunter, Jujutsu, My Hero. I think it's slightly above average, but only because in comparison, it doesn't match up with the other stuff. Like, it's really good. It's really solid. I like it a lot. It just doesn't.
Alright, now listen, right? Shinichi, whatever his name is, main character. But really good at main character, right? Great development.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. Yeah, absolutely.
Next to you, the piano one, my favorite OST, period. Just phenomenal. I can have that on for hours.
It is a very good OST, yeah.
Alright. And then the opening's good too. I'm not gonna say it isn't.
Opening, I find myself, like, I can really see myself not liking it at all, because, I mean...
The style is different, but I still love it.
It's interesting, but, like, I like it a lot. I find myself enjoying it very hard.
Alright. I am gonna put it in great though, because it used to be in my top 10 anime. I think it's just been kicked out because there's been some other series.
It also used to be in my top 10.
But like the way it portrays its themes and all of that, and it was like the first anime I watched,
really
like more than 10 episodes in a day.
Wait, that's also the first anime you watched?
No, it wasn't my first anime. It was the first anime where I watched more than 10 episodes. But I just am incapable of watching that many episodes in a day.
Parasite was just the first anime I watched overall.
Really?
It's either that or Kill la Kill, but I'm very positive Parasite.
Interesting. And you still don't even want to put it on great. That's questionable.
I mean, it's good. It just doesn't hold up, honestly. To some of the other stuff.
Have you seen Shield Hero?
Shield Hero, I have not watched it, but I know you have.
Alright, so as for Shield Hero, we got like a season 2 and 3 announcement the second that, like the day the last episode came out, and we still don't know when it's coming out. Even though it's been confirmed. But aside from that, I remember watching this weekly, and it was like the thing I would be looking forward to every week. I don't want to put it in great because it's probably something that I just don't remember. Although it's probably one of my favorite isekai, if not my favorite to memory. ReZero's up there. I just haven't finished the second season. I'll put it slightly near the top and slightly above average, just because I don't like it as much as Parasite, but I just remember it being very, very enjoyable. So I'll just put it slightly above average. Have you seen Soul Eater?
No, but I'm not a fan of what I've seen so far. Like, I don't like a lot of the characters.
How far
if
did you get into it?
It would definitely be with bias, but I don't really know.
How far did you get into it, though? Let's be realistic.
I didn't watch it at all, but I just don't.
And how do you not like the characters if you didn't watch the series?
No, I mean just the designs. Like, the designs are just ugly to me. Like, a lot of them.
Alright, well I forgot you don't have taste. We'll put it in slightly above average as well. I know you don't have taste, it's fine. As for Steins Gate, I know you're the one that's watched
Masterpiece.
it. I was gonna guess you'd say that. I was guessing you'd say that, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, not even, yeah. Easily.
And I've only ever seen people like praise it, so I'm not even gonna disagree with you. Tower of God, you haven't seen it, right?
Yeah, I've not.
I'll put it slightly below average. Mainly because I did enjoy it, but at the same time, there was just questionable scenes. Rachel, horrendous person, run over for a truck. And the cast in general just isn't great. I mean, it's not bad. It's just that like there's not really like a standout character. Like each of these series, even like for example, even in Bleach, which I found a solid amount of it, just like not the best. I still really like Ukiyo and other characters. Whereas this, the cast is just kind of like mid. I guess would be the best word for this. So that really drags it down. The story is great. Like I really like the plot, but it's just like the characters, which is my favorite part. Slightly below average. You haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul, right? Or what?
No,
or read it? Okay, well. Masterpiece easily. If it's the manga, if it's the anime, I know that second season just completely detracts. I don't remember anything about the second season except that it's like completely different. I do remember the anime, like the first season actually being good though. That just like, people overhated it. But I remember, I do want to rewatch like some of it, just like see like what the difference was. But if it's the manga, 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's in like my top 5, so I'm not really gonna debate you on that. Tokyo Revengers, we both read it completely, right? You read it completely.
Yes, we are both caught up.
Okay.
I mean, are you also caught up on the anime?
I haven't seen a single episode of the anime.
Oh, okay, alright, okay. I just caught up like yesterday, I think. Well, in terms of anime, I think it's a fine adaptation. The animation is not fantastic, but I mean, I don't know, it's good. I think I'd put it the anime slightly above average, but the manga, I think is going in great. I don't think it's good enough to be a masterpiece, but I think the manga is easily great.
Yeah, I think it's definitely great. If it's the manga, then I can see it being great. Chifuyu is like one of my favorite new gen characters, and I mean, I am surprised. Like, I know that anime doesn't have the best animation, especially for like this day and age. But considering that's the same studio that made Berserk 2016, I'm honestly just surprised. I'm not even gonna complain because when you go from Berserk 2016 to that to like average animation, I can't even complain. So honestly, manga, I'll just put it great. As for Promised Neverland though, where would you put that?
I only watched the first season and one episode of season 2.
Same.
So I mean, I haven't watched the entire thing, but honestly, I feel like that's for the better because I watched season 2.
It has outsold One Piece so far though. It has outsold One.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It does a lot of stuff really well, but the amount of praise it gets, I feel, is undeserved. I mean, it's good. Like, I like it. It's not as good as people say, in the slightest. I mean, I personally, I just put it in good. It does some things great, but overall, I mean, it's slightly above average, actually. That's fine for it.
Okay. I've only seen
slightly below.
Yeah. I haven't seen season 2. I've only seen season 1, and as far as I can tell you, it's season 1. I found to be, as for the word great, but it's not on the same level I'd put some of the series in great. So just for that, I'd say slightly above average person because the opening is great. The whole tension is great. Isabella, whatever the mom name, she was great, and I don't know. It felt like a breath of fresh air with how kind of unique it was because you don't really see that many series, right? I guess it's close to maybe like Attack on Titan. Even then, it's completely different in every aspect almost. I'm just putting slightly above average. As for Vinland Saga, you haven't seen it, right?
Masterpiece. Don't even debate it. You've seen it too. Masterpiece. Right?
I thought you said you didn't watch it.
No, I watched it. Yeah, masterpiece. It's like literally, it's like my 7th or 8th pick in my top.
Oh damn, I didn't even know that. Okay.
Masterpiece. Easy.
Damn, I just.
Askeladd is absolute. Oh man, Askeladd is just such a good character. It's insane. Thorfinn too.
Knut's great too. Knut's underrated. That's all I can say.
It's so good.
Knut's underrated.
It's great. Masterpiece, definitely.
The manga's in. I think it was in my top 5. If it isn't, it's like in my top 6 or something. I don't know. It's very, very close. I think my only complaint is like the Baltic Sea War or whatever it was honestly pretty boring at times. It wasn't bad. It was just not the best. It felt pretty boring during some aspects. But everything except that.
Wait.
Like everything
What's
from
the Baltic Sea War?
From Farmland all the way up to like the beginning of this arc. Kind of.
Oh, alright.
Where they're fighting in the Baltic Sea, Baltic Sea War, whatever you want to call it.
I think I remember that. I don't. Maybe not. I don't know.
I'll send you what chapters it is. Anyways, that is it. I was gonna put Gintama and just put an awful just for jokes, but I was stopped. So.
I put Monster in awful.
I mean, I put Monster in awful, but that's.
Good for a joke. Yeah.
I don't know about jokes, but anyways, as that's basically it for the video. Do you have anything you want to say before we end it?
If Assassination Classroom was on here, it would storm the entire list, go
right into awful.
Masterpiece. It is easily better than any of your top 5. That's all I have to say. That's it.
Alright, so as we both know, it'd be going in awful. So yeah, it's basically for the video. If you like, let me know what you thought down below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace.